Before there were legends, there was one man, one warrior, one name that echoed through eternity: Achilles.
War didn't begin with armies. It began with a prophecy.
Before Troy burned, a child was born to end it. A life of peace, or a death that would be remembered forever. His mother refused to accept that choice.
So she tried to cheat fate.
He became unstoppable, almost. One small weakness was all destiny needed.
Achilles did not just grow strong. He was shaped into a weapon.
Under Chiron, he learned more than war.
And he did not walk alone.
Patroclus was not just a friend.
Then came the war that would define him.
And Achilles chose to hide. Not because he feared death, but because he understood it.
But fate does not forget.
And Achilles was revealed.
In that moment, he chose glory.
But glory has a price, and he already knew what it was.
Without Achilles, the Greeks were falling apart. And Troy began to rise. The ships burned. The war was slipping away. But one man refused to watch it end. Patroclus made a choice. He would fight as Achilles. Not for glory, but to save them. And the battlefield believed it! The Greeks surged forward again. But he wasn't Achilles. And then he met Hector. Prince of Troy against a borrowed legend. And the illusion shattered. Patroclus deed. And the news reached Achilles. And something inside him broke. This was no longer war. This was revenge. And he showed none. Even the river rose against him.
But nothing could stop him now.
Because only one man remained. and their meeting was destiny. But when revenge replaces honor, what remains of a hero?
Troy held its breath.
One man stood between it and destruction. And then the storm came for him.
Even Hector felt fear.
And for a moment, he ran. Three times around the city, death followed him. But a warrior cannot run forever.
So he turned to face his end.
Give me dignity in death.
But Achilles had lost that part of himself. And the final battle began.
Honor met rage.
But rage does not tire. And in one moment, it ended.
Hector fell!
And with him, Troy began to die. But victory did not bring peace. It brought something worse. And he dragged him without honor. This was no longer a hero, but even monsters can be reminded. A father came to beg for his son.
And for the first time, Achilles stopped. Because grief recognized grief. And he let him take Hector home.
But even after this, his fate had not changed.
After Hector, the war did not end.
But something inside Achilles had changed. Revenge had taken everything except his life.
And that life was never meant to last.
Because fate had been waiting.
Not with an army, but with a single arrow.
Guided, not by skill, but by destiny.
And then it was released. Not the chest, not the heart, the only place it could.
And the greatest warrior fell. Not defeated, just fulfilled. The prophecy had always been right. A short life
for eternal glory. He did not die forgotten. Because legends don't end. They return through those who follow.
But here is the truth most ignore. Achilles did not lose to Troy. Achilles did not lose to trying to outrun.
Leave your legend moved you. If this legend moved you, and subscribe so you never miss another untold story of history's greatest warriors.